Math 2, Unit 10, Worksheet 1. Use the equations and graph from Section B of the classwork to fill out the table below. So, maximum or minimum? Well, this tells us it opens up, so it's a minimum. The vertex is at 0, 3. What makes x 0? Well, that's 0. And 3, the domain is all real numbers. That will be true for all of our functions in this unit. So I'm going to take a shortcut and fill that in, all reals. Forgot my second bar there. And the domain of this guy, it opens up. So it's going to be all real numbers greater than or equal to 3. Number 2, this opens up, so it has a minimum. I know it opens up because A is positive. The vertex is at 0, 0. And we have all real numbers greater than or equal to 0. All right, here, this one is a negative. Your A is negative, so it opens down. So it will have a maximum. The vertex is at 0, negative 1. Domain is all reals. And the range is all real numbers less than or equal to negative 1. Moving on to section 2. Fill out the table below by looking at the equation. Do not graph. Okay, positive, so it opens up, so it has a minimum. The vertex is the x value always what makes x 0. In this case, it's 0 and negative 1. The domain is all reals, as always. And the range here is all real numbers, in this case, greater than or equal to negative 1. All right, this has a minimum. It is at 0, 3, all reals greater than or equal to 3. This opens down because of that negative, so that means it has a maximum. Its vertex is at 0, 0. All reals for the domain, and this one is all reals less than or equal to 0. All right, this opens down because A is negative, so it has a maximum. Its vertex is at the origin, and the domain is all real numbers, and the range is all real numbers maximum, so it's less than or equal to 0. Any questions on those first two sections? Okay. Which graph will be the skinniest? Well, I'm looking for the largest A. When I say largest, I'm talking about the absolute value. So it looks like it will be y equals 4x squared plus 3. Would you guys agree with that? The largest value of A. And when I say that, I mean the largest value of absolute value of A, because if it was negative 4, the 4 makes it skinny, not the negative. Okay, which graphs will have a maximum? Well, it looks like the graphs in number 3, the graphs in number 6, and number 7, because the A's are negative. Which graphs will have a minimum? Well, that looks like it's the graphs of 1, 2, 4, 5, and that's it. Because A is positive. A is positive. Which graphs will be shifted up? Okay, that's anywhere where we're adding something after the x. After the x squared is when we're adding something. So plus 3, minus 1. Oh, it said shifted up, so it's only where we're adding something. So plus 3, So it's going to be on numbers 1 and number 5. Any questions on that? It's because we're adding something. Last week we called it C, but really what we're going to talk about today is actually K. We call this K out here. So 1 and 5. Which graphs will be shifted down? Well, that's anywhere we're subtracting something after the x squared. So it's going to be number 3 and number 4. And obviously where we're not adding or subtracting anything, like number 2, number 6, and number 7, the vertex is at the origin. Any questions on the front of this page? Okay, let's move on to the back. All right. So sketch the graph of the quadratic function based on your work on numbers 4 through 7. All right. So just real quickly, we're going to do a sketch. So it's pretty quickly. So we know by looking at this, the vertex is at 0, -1. That's the vertex. We know it opens up, and because A is positive, it opens up. Because it's a fraction between 0 and 1, it's pretty wide. So just real quickly, this thing is going to be kind of wide like that. Okay, wide because of the 1/2, opens up because it's positive, -1 on the y-axis because of the -1 right there. Moving on. All right, first the vertex is 0, 3. So I'm going to plot that right there. It's positive, so it opens up, and it's 4, so it's skinny. So I'm going to graph that guy like that. Questions on number 14? Okay, number 15. Well, let's see. We're not adding anything out here, so the origin is our vertex. Negative. A is negative, so it opens down. 3, so it's pretty skinny. Questions on number 15? Okay. All right. We're not adding anything at the end, so the vertex is at the origin. This is positive, so it opens up, but it's 1, 4, so it's going to be pretty darn wide. And these are very rough sketches. Okay, any questions on that? Okay, one thing I do want to point out are all of these, all of these guys had a vertex. It's the point where they change directions. Going down, going up. Going down, going up. Increasing, decreasing, decreasing, increasing. That's the vertex. At the vertex, there will be a line of symmetry. Remember, symmetry, the parabolas are symmetric because they go up in the same speed, I guess we'd say. So if we folded it half right here, these two would match up. That's what symmetric means. And if you'll notice, the origin right here is 0, 0. Your line of symmetry, LOS, will be x equals 0. Always your x value of your vertex. Here, the vertex is 0, 3. The LOS, or line of symmetry, is x equals 0. Here, your vertex is at 0, 0. Your LOS is x equals 0. And here, your vertex is again 0, 0. Your LOS is x equals 0. Questions on that new material? Okay, let's do some factoring real quick. Well, this guy looks like it's x, and it looks like it's going to be what? Could it be, I got to write this down, 1 and 64, 2 and 32. Oh, there it is. I'm going to go plus 32 minus 2. 32x minus 2x equals 30x. X and x. It's got to be a minus and a minus. Both of these are going to be negative, and it looks like it's going to be what, 12 and 2? Okay, difference of two squares, x plus 11 times x minus 11. Difference of two squares, 6x plus 7, 6x minus 7. Let's see, this one's going to be a little trickier because we're going to have a 2x and an x, 1 and 12, 2 and 6, 3 and 4. So we've got to come up with 11. How about 2 times 4 is 8, 1 times 3 is 3, which is 11. So we'll put the 4 there, the 3 here, 3x and 8x is 11x, just what we're looking for there. Okay, this is a trinomial square because I know 3 squared, 5 squared, so I'm guessing it's 3x minus 5 times 3x minus 5. Negative 5 times negative 5 is positive 25. That's negative 15x. That's negative 15x, which is negative 30x. Boom.